Hey gamers, got a vintage game for you today. Let's review A Day with Ziggy. Let's check it out. Alright, to play the game, you just put the board out, shuffle the Ziggy cards, put them there in the center of the board. Pick one of these cardboard Ziggies with the little plastic shoes, put them right here at home, and this game uses a spinner, so what you're going to do is just spin it and then move that many spaces. It's that simple. Now, if they ever land on one of these little tokens here, they'll just take a Ziggy card, or the same thing will happen if they land on any of the Ziggy spots on the board. Other things to point out, though, if a character does land here or here by exact count, they must move all the way back around here before they can move back around the clock. Sometimes the cards will say, hey, go to the next hour, move him forward 1 hour. That means he'll move from the 10 to the 11, 11 to 12, and so on and so forth. Now, the cool thing about this game is if someone lands by exact count on another player's square, that you will put that Ziggy and stack him on top of the other Ziggy. And when blue player moves, he will move spaces carrying the green player. And then after he's done, let's say the green player can take their move, jump off of blue player, and move a little bit further. And of course, each one of these Ziggy stacks, you could actually have all four of them stacked on top of each other, one carrying the other one. So it's kind of cool. You kind of want to land on the exact count as the other player. And of course, the first player to get home wins. Final thoughts. What do I think about the game? Well, pretty simple, right? That's about all it is. I'll be honest, I do love this game. The reason I got this game is twofold. One, my grandmother used to love Ziggy. She had Ziggy dolls, Ziggy comics everywhere in her house. And my biggest regret is she wasn't alive anymore. We could have played this game. This game came out in 1977. If I'd only found it sooner. I know this would have been a game she would have loved. She would have laughed because they can stack on top of each other, which is really neat. And if you think about it, that's the other reason I got it. Doesn't this sound like another game that came out way later called Camel Up? Did the person who designed Camel Up play this game as a kid? I'm not accusing them of plagiarism. I mean, it's a neat little idea, and that they came up with this idea back in 1977 is really cool. That someone's implementing it now, yeah, that makes sense. But we played this with my adult gaming group, not my nephews, not my vintage game group, but my regular hardcore gaming group. I just got it in. It was sitting on the table. I was bringing other games. I went, hey, what's that? I went, oh, that's a vintage game. Do y'all want to play it? They said, no, I guess. We were waiting for someone. And we had a lot of fun playing this. So who knows? This came out on the big boy gaming night as well. And I mean, yeah, stacking on top of players, you know, getting those cards, those Ziggy cards will always catch you up. I almost won the game. I was dead last every time. But whenever I got a Ziggy card, it almost always catches you up. So, you know, it's always a close race, and I like that about this. So there's no blowout leads, there's no runaway leader unless no one lands on a Ziggy card. But Ziggy cards usually help out the person in last place, and it does make for a super close game and super fun when you're stacking on top of each other and getting the other players to push you further around the clock. Is it worth your money and time? Well, you can get this for pretty cheap, and unless you like Ziggy, I would say no. I don't think the mechanism is enough to make regular vintage board gamers love it. But if you do want something unique, though, this is kind of unique for its time. And if you love Ziggy, then yes, what are you waiting for? You need to get this. All right, folks, that's all the time I have for now. Until next time, game on.